If you are new to Agile and want to know what is a user story, this video is for you. So what is user story? A user story is an informal, general explanation of a software feature written from the perspective of the end user. Its purpose is to articulate how it gives value to the end user, the customer. So when you write a user story, it should focus on the problem and not the solution. Solution is something that's very internal, that how the development team is going to build a solution for it. But a user story should be from the perspective of the end user, what is the requirement for them. But one of the biggest mistake that we do is we write it as a requirement of the software developer. Right? So that's one main thing that we have to keep in mind while writing a user story. So let's see this with an example, a simple example from a school scenario. So check out this user story. As a school registrar, I want to be able to search for a student when a family member calls. So how do you understand this user story? We know as a developer what we are going to do, right? The expectation is to search for a student when the family member calls. But does the story talk about the actual customer requirement on why they need it? So it doesn't give you the business perspective. So let's see the right version of this. As a school registrar, I want to be able to connect a family member and a student quickly in the event of an emergency, so that I don't have to search for the student while the family members gets more and more upset while waiting on the phone. So this talks about the actual business need. That's how a user story should be structured. It should be from the perspective of the end user and should have the completion of why do we need it. So now who writes the user story? Generally, it is written by a product owner or a product manager or a program manager. And most of the time, product owner writes the user story as he is very much close to the business stakeholders. So let's see the structure of the story. A story should have a structure like this. As a persona, I want to do this and this so that I can achieve this and this. So this is the common syntax for having user stories. So each part has specific meaning to this. For example, as a persona, so this part of the sentence identifies the user or customer type that the product is being built for. And next, I want to, so this part of the sentence describes the user's intention on or what they want to accomplish. And then so that this part of sentence explains the benefit or value that the user will receive from the product. So if you see, our example had all of this. As a school registrar, I want to be able to connect to the family member of the student quickly in the event of an emergency, so that I don't have to search for a student. That's the format of any user story. So when this user story is written, it can be written at any part, like whenever you have the requirement from the stakeholder, you can build it as a backlog. You can write stories and keep it in your product backlog. And whenever you prioritize this or a product owner prioritize this, you can take that as part of your sprint. And then you call it as a sprint backlog, which you commit for the sprint and try to accomplish in that sprint. So this is the life cycle of the user story. I think you got a high level idea of what is a user story. So now, how to write the best user story? So there's one strategy called invest. If you want to learn more about it, please check out my other video in the description below.